Christie and Kellyanne Conway visited the Cleveland VA on Thursday, and stopped at a local restaurant afterwards. Former Mayor Mike White visits his old stomping grounds. And Josh Mandel gets another 2018 primary opponent. Read more in Ohio Politics Roundup, brought to you today by Andrew Tobias. No timetable on opioid emergency. On a visit to Cleveland Thursday, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who chairs President Donald Trump's opioid commission, offered no timetable for the president to officially declare the opioid epidemic a national emergency. Cleveland.com's Evan McDonald reports. Speaking at the Louis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center, Christie said the president is working to ensure government agencies will have ready access to resources they will need to combat the epidemic once the national emergency is declared. McDonald writes, "The biggest problem would be if we did it in a way that was haphazard and less effective," Christie said. "I'm confident, from talking to the president, that he's awaiting the best advice that is very soon to come to him. I don't doubt for a moment his resolve." Also at the VA event were Commission member Patrick Kennedy, a former Democratic congressman from Rhode Island, as well as counselor to the president Kellyanne Conway and Secretary of Veterans Affairs David Shulkin. No idea. Christie and Conway probably don't get asked about Ohio ballot initiatives like Issue 2 that often. But during the Thursday news conference on opioids, Cleveland.com's Mary Kilpatrick posed a question about the drug pricing issue. The campaign for and against the statewide ballot issue is shaping up to be one of the most expensive in Ohio history, and Trump has been quite vocal about the high price of prescription drugs. Hence, our curiosity. Issue 2 would mandate that the price of drugs Ohio purchases for state employees, Medicaid recipients, prisoners and others be limited to what the Veterans Administration pays. Does the Trump administration support the measure? "I thankfully have absolutely no idea," Christie said, as Conway stood silently, and another representative scolded the reporter for the off-topic question. "I have no idea, but I'm sure if you direct that question to the White House you'll get an answer." Bonus sighting: after the VA event, Christie, Conway and others were spotted hanging out at yours truly in Shaker Square, a popular place for politicos on the East Side. "Our spotter said Christie tried the pancakes and what looked like a vanilla shake. Not sure what everyone else had." Trump tax tour: President Trump is planning a 13-state travel blitz over the next 7 weeks to sell his tax reform plan to Americans, Fox News reported. The tour is expected to include several states that Trump won in 2016 and where Democratic senators are up for re-election next year, in an apparent attempt to seek bipartisan support on the plan. That includes Ohio, which Trump won by about 8 points and where Democratic Sen. Sherrod Brown is up for re-election, as well as Florida, Indiana, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, according to the Fox report. In view of Trump's tour, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce announced it is expanding a television and digital ad campaign about pro-growth tax reform in Ohio. The campaign will ask viewers to call Republican reps Jim Jordan, Mike Turner, Bill Johnson and Warren Davidson and encourage them to act, according to a news release from the chamber. Welcome back. Former Cleveland Mayor Michael R. White made a rare appearance at City Hall Thursday as one of the recipients of the Cleveland Heritage Medal. White, who retired from politics in 2002, was greeted warmly. He shared this anecdote with Cleveland.com's Jane Morris. "In all honesty, I was a little nervous," White said. "But on my walk here, I got right to City Hall, and there was a gardener who was tending to the flowers out front. And he said, 'Welcome back.' And that meant a lot to me," he said, choked up. White steered clear of talking about this year's mayoral contest between incumbent Frank Jackson and Councilman Zach Reed. Tourism industry defends student visa program. The U.S. State Department's summer work travel program, which offers temporary employment to thousands of college students from dozens of foreign countries, may be in jeopardy, reports the Plain Dealer's Susan Glazer. And so, too, may some of the tourism businesses in Ohio that have come to rely on it to fill summer employee rosters, Glazer writes. The Trump administration is reviewing the program as part of its Buy American and Hire American executive order issued last spring. The Ohio Travel Association is encouraging business to let Washington know about their concerns. Senior case aide departs. Lame duck Governor John Kosich's Director of Legislative Affairs for the past 2 years, Merle Madrid, left earlier this week to take a position in the private sector, reports Cleveland.com's Jeremy Pelzer. Taking